equal rights for
as an introduction.
Right. Good morning and welcome to Policing with You. I am your host, Inspector Shauna Francis Edwards, and in the studio with me I have as my guests with an S on it, ACP Travis Rogers, Superintendent Lyndon David, and Superintendent Irving Bradshaw. Now, I know you recognize that these are some big ranks, yes, and it's a good reason why we come to you this morning. We have our Carnival, which is in full gear now, and there are a lot of important information that we need to bring to you, and we would prefer that you hear it from the heads of these departments or areas, so that we can all hear not just from them, but to see the importance of the information and the message that they're going to bring to us this morning. So, welcome, gentlemen, and it's good to have you.
And thank you for having us.
This morning, we will be touching some traffic safety, carnival security, crime prevention, and some general public safety tips. Okay? So stay tuned. Remember, on the second half, you can call in and be a part of our conversation. We'll take your calls and we will answer accordingly. If we're unable to answer at the same time, we will be able to provide some information for you before we go off here. So, to start the ball rolling, I know that we've been having a series of traffic accidents, and people are really shaken up of some of the events that would have unfolded. So we will start with Superintendent Bradshaw. He is the head of our traffic department. Superintendent Bradshaw, our first question: what are the primary causes of these traffic accidents, and how can drivers and pedestrians avoid them?
Okay, good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much, host. Yes, I'm Superintendent Bradshaw, head of traffic department. Some of the main causes of accident during carnival seasons. Firstly, driving under the influence of alcohol. Yes, it's a festive time of the year, and when you're liming, and you go out for liming with a crowd, more than one person you go out for lime, and ensure that you have somebody who is a designated driver, so that when you're having your drinks, you don't. That person would be responsible for driving. In terms of the pedestrians, all you have to do is watch before you cross the road. A lot of persons, and we have seen it, big people, children, they just cross the road willingly. And we have to remember that vehicles are mechanical items. They can fail. So please, when you're crossing the roads, watch before you cross. And one of the other reasons why accidents happen mostly in the season is because persons tend to be distracted while driving, while on the cell phones, or taking a quick peek at something that may catch the eyes.
Yes.
You need to remain focused on the road. We want to make sure that the road is very safe for the season. So those two are the main reasons for
speeding.
And yes, speeding, yes.
I was wondering if you wasn't going to touch that.
You see, because I expect that to be in everybody's minds as to what happened recently. But yes, definitely speeding is one of the causes. Kindly drive within the speed limits of the Federation. Outside of built-up areas are 40 miles per hour. Within built-up areas are 20 miles per hour. Please, think it's a small place. Take your time and drive.
Right. Like I would say, there is no place far in St. Kitts.
Yes.
You can get there within a half an hour.
Definitely.
So, right. Any word for the bus drivers? Because we know since the price of bus fare has gone up, there has been some people trying to defy the laws of gravity.
Well, there have been a lot of complaints about the drivers, the bus drivers exceeding the speed limit. What I must say is, take your time and drive. Remember that you're doing a service for the public. and just put yourself in somebody else's position, and you will know that you wouldn't want nobody to drive you crazy on the road, right? To the passengers of these buses, you have a right to stop the bus when you tell them stop driving crazy on the road. If you see them exceeding, tell them to stop and jump out the bus. They can't do a thing. They can't do anything about it because it's your right, it's your life.
What about paying them because they will make noise about their payment for wherever you came off?
Well, the thing is, if you know you're jumping in a bus to go somewhere, right? And you don't have money to pay the bus, then ask the bus man to give you a lift. But don't jump in a bus and expect not to pay without alerting the bus man about that. No, you're trying to deceive the bus man. Yeah?
Yes, but
so I'm encouraging everybody who to follow the laws and pay the current bus fees as to the destination as which you're going.
Yes. Yes, Mr. David.
Well, good morning to everyone. I am Superintendent Lyndon David, and I just want to give some support to Superintendent Bradshaw with the traffic.
Yes.
And in particular to that issue with passenger and bus driver. I'm not satisfied with your service. You're driving fast like on a racetrack. Loud music like a band is inside there. I did not pay you for that service. It is not my intention to pay for that service. And if you're not going to drive me safely and without that loud music, I'm going to get off the bus without paying you.
That is what I was alluding to, because once you tell them stop for you and you get off, they're demanding the pay. But they have to recognize that they did not provide the service that you paid, that you as a paying customer would pay for. So if they didn't provide the service, should you pay them?
No.
Because that's an issue.
No. And you see, we got to be careful when we say that, because what I was talking about is if the person is driving reckless and dangerous.
Right.
It's your life. Yeah? If the person is driving reckless, tell the person kindly stop, kindly slow down. If the person says, then you jump out, you don't have to pay. And they can't do your thing. And report them to the police.
For the driving?
Yes.
Yes.
Back on track now, back on track.
Yes, it is. Breach of contract.
No, back on track. Question.
Yes, yeah. Are there any specific regulations that will be strictly enforced during this season?
Yes. Everybody know how we cone off and we put up signs to protect pedestrians and also drivers.
Yes.
So no parking in restricted areas.
Yes.
Failing to comply with traffic sign direction, right? Because in Bastille we have to cordon the area where the majority of the crowd would be.
We gathered, right?
Yes, would be gathered. So that plus speeding will be enforced, and a matter of fact, the strict part is just for Bassett here.
Yes.
Yeah, and it will just be both basically those.
Okay. What role does the law enforcement play in managing traffic congestion during the events?
Well, I just mentioned a couple of those. We would ensure that the pedestrians and the drivers are safe when using the road. We'll have specific areas where driving would be allowed. We wouldn't want persons to be driving freely through mass crowds, so we'll have designated areas for that.
What about with reference to parking, these shows?
Parking would be allowed at Bastille High School grounds.
Yes.
And on the outskirts we will not allow any parking and within the zone of operations, because we don't want any obstructions and any incidents at all in relation.
And that would be Victoria Road?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you. One final question before we go. How can the public report traffic violations or unsafe driving behavior?
Okay, but we have many means there. You either report it to the police station directly, or you call You report it to a police officer when you see them. We have the police Facebook.
That's 707 as well.
Yes. So there are many ways you can report it. 707 hotline. You go on police Facebook, you report it. You contact a police officer directly.
You call the police station. Okay,
yes.
so that you do that via the same means as if you're making a regular report.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Superintendent Ratcher.
Thank you.
Okay, we now go to some questions for the carnival safety. I know that our ACP Rogers is part and parcel of the planning and all of that with reference to the carnival, representing the police. So, Mr. Rogers, what measures are in place to ensure the safety of revelers and spectators?
Okay, thank you, Inspector Shauna Edwards, for having me. And like I said, I need an introduction.
Not at all.
And I must say, I was selected by our commissioner to be a part of the safety and security committee.
Yes.
As part of the St. Kitts Nevis Carnival. Also, my deputy is Superintendent David. The deputy is essential.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So this year we have employed a couple of new measures. We have recognized over the year, and of course, I must say first that we are celebrating the 53rd edition of St. Kitts Carnival,
Right.
and I would say that we have put a number of things in place, and the measures that we are taking place, for example, so the safety of revelers, we are seeking more police presence. We are seeking what is termed by carnival marshals. They are now carnival security. Added to the carnival security, we have employed a number of private security. We have recognized that carnival marshal in the past, they were not adequate. There weren't enough members to support the growing carnival, because now we have a record number of bands, a record number of troops, a record number of both troop for Grand Parade and for Juve. So we recognize that they need more boots on the ground to assist in their safety.
Yes.
So what we have done is put something in place and policies where people have to sign off on contracts, etc. For example, the bands. We know that we have had incidents where persons were run over by the tractor.
Yes.
We have had incident with the tractor driver jumping out the tractor and the tractor is going. We have had incidents where the band is crowded in between the tractor and the band and on the band itself up top.
Yes.
These are safety concerns for us at the committee, and we have put measures in place to curb. The band will not be allowed to carry no more than 14 persons.
Right.
That area between the tractor and the trailer,
Yes.
no persons would be allowed to go between there. We know the people gyrate between there, the female especially. People sit on the bumper of the tractor in front. Tractor driver have crowded people on it with him.
Yes.
So all of these we have put it in place and to eliminate those. So the more manpower that we have, they are to enforce all of these.
Yes.
And tractor drivers, for example, drinks and drive, and that is of course the head of traffic. He said don't drink and drive. So those would be passed on to them, passed on to the troop organizers to ensure that this doesn't happen for the safety of the people. So I could go on and on about it, but those are some of the measures that we have in place. Added to that, we're going to have persons to give tractor drivers direction in terms of halting on the route to slow up the parade route. So we can have police officers and private security ensuring that these tractors move on and keep people not flagging or not blocking up or congregating, but have it run in a smooth flow. Alright, so those are just some of what we have put in place to ensure safety and security for our people.
Okay, thank you very much, ACP Rogers. Are there specific areas or events that will have heightened security, and why?
Yeah, definitely. Lots of people are attending to these shows. Lots of people are in expectation for a great carnival, and there will be no stone left unturned. All right, we will have security at these events. I mean, we have already had the shows. We had the opening of Carnival, for example, and the 13th, and that was a massive event along with
so true.
Midnight Escape, and it was a really challenging day for the law enforcement. but we had security as much as we can. Sometimes we are constrained with manpower, but we will do our utmost best. That's why we are partnering with St. Kitts Nevis Defence Force and private security, so we could have adequate. So all events, to put it in a nutshell, would have heightened security. We would have the traffic aspect to ensure that they have a free flow.
Yes.
And as Superintendent Butcher would have mentioned, parking is at Bassi High School. We have restricted that area between Bassi High School gate and Carnival City gate to ensure that the emergency vehicles can flow freely in the event that they have to move. All right, so yes, so our events will be well policed, and we make no bones about that.
Thank you again. How can attendees contribute to their safety and the safety of others?
All they have to do is adhere to what we are saying here. Their job is to look, I need to be safe, self-preservation. We said don't do this, well don't do that. We said don't park here, don't park there. And I also want to add to I think we would come to it down in line where crime prevention, so I'll leave that a little later. But just adhere and speak to their loved one, because you will have mothers, fathers taking their children.
Yes.
Children, you know, that they are free, they're carefree sometimes. So we're advising parents to talk to your children. If we say do not go here, do not go there. You know, so though that is a bit that they can contribute to their own safety. But we will make it incumbent upon us, the law enforcers, to, if we see something going wrong, just to speak to people, right, so that they could trickle it on to others. Yes.
Okay. Thank you again. I will we'll take a break here. I mean, it has been such a very good conversation. I forget that we have to take a break so that we can accept calls on the other half. But we'll take a break here, and we'll come back, and when we do, we anticipate that you, the listeners out there, will ask questions, and we will try and provide the answers for you.
Yeah.
I want this and this. Oh, can I have?
Sure, we have an extra $600 from Flo. You can have everything you want.
Get it all with the gift of a free $600 MasterCard cash card. 2 free smartphones and free installation when you bundle Flo Mobile and Internet. That's the gift of free times 3. Get it all this Christmas at Flo. Bundle in store or online at discoverflo.co today.
Merry Christmas!
Funerals are expensive. They can put financial strain on relationships and even put families in debt for a long time. At Nagico, we offer the Nagico Serenity Plan, which allows you to make decisions about your final send-off, cover your funeral costs, and can go towards your final affairs like outstanding loans. Contact Nagico today for a free quote so that your goodbye can be done with dignity. Nagico Insurances, fast, fair, and always there.
Get ready for the ultimate savings event at Hortford's Building and Nevis Centers. It's the VAT Day Weekend Sales Extravaganza. From Thursday, December 19th to VAT Day Saturday, December 21st, enjoy a fantastic 30% off all discountable items store-wide. But wait, there's more. On VAT Day Saturday, you'll pay just 5% VAT on your purchase. That's right. Get an additional 12% VAT discount when you shop with us. This is the best time to grab everything you need for your home improvement projects, gifts, and more. Don't miss out on this incredible double discount opportunity. Join us at Hortford's Building and Nevis Centers from December 19th through the 21st for the VAT Day Weekend Sales Extravaganza. This is the best time to grab everything you need for your home improvement projects, gifts, and more. Your savings await.
Tis the season of Christmas. We feeling festive for so. So you get 2 free smartphones when you sign up for a family postpaid plan with Flo. Choose a family essential plan and get 30 gigabytes of data. The family plus plan and get 45 gigabytes of data. Or the family max plan and get a whopping 60 gigabytes of data. With any family plan, you get 2 Samsung smartphones free. Get it all this Christmas at Flo. Sign up in store or online today at discoverflo.co.
Boy,
morning and welcome back to Policing with You. I am your host, Inspector Shauna Francis Edwards, and with me I have Superintendent Irvin Williams, the head of traffic, ACP Travis Rogers, and Superintendent Lyndon David, head of Division A. Earlier we were speaking about traffic issues, trying to secure our Carnival and our patrons and drivers, and we also had Carnival security that was done by ACP Rogers. I know that you are eager to call, so the number to call ZIZ and be a part of our conversation is 465-6120. That's 465-6120 or 465-1903. 465-1903. Now to you, Mr. David.
Yes.
I know that you have been waiting patiently because you have information to share to the general public. Right, what are safety tips? What safety tips would you offer to families and children attending public events during this season?
Okay, thank you very much, Inspector Edwards. And it seems that we have a call.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Greetings everyone there on the panel. My name is Anthony Rollins. I'm a person with a disability. Now, good program, but I want to know what you are having place to assist or to help persons with disabilities and the elderly people who might be around. While the positions are going on. What do you all have in place to assist persons with disabilities and elderly people? Thank you very much. That's my only question for today.
Thank you, caller.
Okay, caller. First, I will just say I am Superintendent Lyndon David again, and the Division Officer for Division A. So those persons who are not familiar with the division is from the Ross Gut, we call it French Gut, travel Chobasi, go down to Large Gut there. That's my area, frigate base, out East Peninsula, up Stapleton. Those are my areas of responsibility. With reference to persons with disability, we know that some of the roads they have where persons who are in wheelchair, they can easily be pushed on the side of the road there because there's a way that they can be just at the ramp area. Also too is that when they are getting on buses, we expect that the bus drivers will assist persons, allow them to get to it rather than hurry up persons to get in and out of the buses. Persons who are blind, most of the times we know there will be someone who guiding them as opposed to a guide dog. So therefore we are saying to patrons, when you see someone have these disabilities, kindly allow them to pass as opposed to stay in the way. And these persons as well, the persons in wheelchair, persons who have seen disability, try to avoid crowds that make it almost impossible for you to pass. Because if you go through there, most of the time if you're in a wheelchair, you're below. People may not see you, they stumble over you and could cause a situation worse. So it's best to be on the sidelines, and the persons who are with you, if you cannot see, they describe what is taking place as opposed to get immersed in what is taking place. So, caller, I will just stay there, but if you feel like I leave something out and you want to plug it in, you can call back and plug it in.
If I may add,
yes, please.
We also have parking spaces for persons with disabilities. Right. So there's room on the streets for persons with disabilities.
And we encourage persons not to park in those spaces because we will ticket you.
Yes, definitely. I'll be told.
Yes, ticket and told.
And added, maybe that
Good
person.
morning.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Okay, let me add to that, and maybe for the person might be interested in going to the show as well. Once they arrive at the show, they indicate to the gate persons their inability to do certain things, and we will facilitate them by putting them in maybe a designated area so that they could be able to see the show, because we know that they may want to use the washroom and they may want to use the bar, so we'll have them have proper access back and forth for that, or we could have persons purchase things for them, right? Family member, etc., etc.
Thank you. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a greetings to the panel and the most beautiful inspector, Mr. Edwards, is coming from Mr. McIntosh. I first would like to say that I would like the officers to do something about people, motorists who like to speed into the roundabout, trying to beat one who is already in the roundabout. Because that could be very dangerous for the person and the driver, the other driver. I don't know why they do that. I mean, if you're coming into the roundabout, there's people in the roundabout by the road already. Why would you try to beat them? That is why the guy with the bus got the face rip off, you know. People have to understand that roundabouts have to be treated differently. It's not for racing ground. And I wish people could take heed and listen and understand what it means when they get in problems with that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate the program. I'm listening and I'm glad to hear all of you, okay? Shauna, have a nice day, darling.
Mr. Mark.
Okay, darling. Bye.
Okay. When it comes to safety for persons, thing, we always recommend to persons when they're leaving the homes, going to activities in Bastia, wherever the activities are, secure your place properly. One, if you have flowers, trees around the area, make sure you have them reasonably cut, well spaced out. That person cannot hide behind them. Make sure you have your premises well lit. Have good relations with your neighbor.
I didn't understand
Yes,
that.
So person is to have good relations with the neighbor. So whenever you're out and someone sees something suspicious, they call the police, call you and say, okay, I just see someone come on your premises. Were you expecting this? And then this good neighborly thing can happen. Also too is that do not leave small children at home by themselves. Make sure a responsible adult is there. When going to the events, if you're using your own car and you drink alcohol as mentioned earlier, make sure you have a designated driver or do not drink. When you reach back home, you drink, so that when you feel tipsy, as we say, you just go to lie down and nobody will disturb you. Remember, your family is your precious cargo and they will like to reach home safe. Motorists, when you're driving on a bus, if you are saying that one or two bus drivers they do not respect the laws, avoid using those buses. It might not sound good for some persons, but remember, you are expected back home and the people would want to do that. So drivers, we're saying to you, if you want to continue to have a good clientele, drive respectfully, drive responsively, drive within the speed limit, take off those music as if there's a band in the vehicle, because remember, it's like an aircraft. The passengers are your precious cargo and it should not be too much noise. And guess what? A pilot cannot believe he's a fighter pilot or a stunt pilot and do all sort of stunt. He will lose his license, or her license. So just like you are not a race car driver, you are not carrying a band.
We have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes,
Good morning,
please.
police in media. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, my real input this morning that people who go into the shows and park the vehicle, various, like, they're supposed to park. There will be any security there for them vehicle, because we know that sometimes when people go to shows and we got other people out there with their vehicle, all kind of stupidness, punch at the tire, go into the vehicle and do all kind of nonsense. So I want to know if any security will be there for these people who go to the show, especially people coming in from abroad and come to the first 2 hour show, and people going to tamper with the vehicle, and maybe sometime they want to come back again for the next carnival because of that all that nonsense. So if I could get extra force to watch over them people vehicle, I will be kind of glad, because people do a lot of nonsense when it comes to them times.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Politics. That's a good question, and that's something that we have on our agenda to answer later, but I'll answer it now because you have asked now. The area designated for parking, like Superintendent Butcher would have indicated, is Bastia High School. However, Bastia High School grounds, and however, we have streets around the event like Park Range, Lozak Road, and downtown Bastia, where we'd have our patrols as per usual to police these areas. Other than the police designated for the event itself, we'll have our patrols ensuring that persons' vehicles are not broken into. Within the Bastia High School, what we have done, we have ensured that it is well lit, and we want to thank Skelec for that. So, and then we have private security who is helping with the parking and also who is overseeing the vehicles they're patrolling so and so to ensure that no persons, no idle person like you indicated, break into these vehicles. So we think we are covered. We want to put out and make it our utmost best, and we also encouraging persons not to leave any items in the vehicle or any seen items. So don't bother walking the laptop and put it in the bag and say that it's secure. All right, because you have to help us to help you. All right, so we're looking forward to working with the public in that aspect.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Thanks for letting me. I want to say this. I've heard a minister say something there sometime there, that the problem we have on the road going on is something that goes on between the police and the minister. I tend to agree with him. Because why? I don't believe no policeman supposed to be driving the bus. It's going to be a friendly thing between he and the busman then. You can't tell them what to do. Number two, when a police summons a guy, he run to a minister. And the minister do what he could do to help him because he's friend. The other day I was coming from the rural area, deep rural area. And I jumped in a bus. And then I jumped in the kink of alcohol. I wondered if I must go back out or come in, but then he moved up and then when we reached that country, a man jumped in. And when the man opened the door and he jumped in and he sit down, he said, "The busman, you have a party in here now?" And I said, "Thank you." Because I think about it, now you talk about it, thank you. The other day I down on the ferry terminal, a woman chummy, a girl, she from Tamanaka, so she showing me, she said, look at him. One of the bus driver, he come from over there, he was over there for the past hour drinking beer. He gone behind the bus and he light up a split and he's smoking. But he don't drive passengers from Basket to Tamanaka and beyond. And I believe that it needs more senior police and junior police to be on the road, on the highways, the highway to the peninsula, and all the different main road and all the different roads to check a lot of these drivers, the busmen in particular, and all the drivers who tell themselves they don't care. They break the laws and they don't care because the police don't care. So we could do as we like. I mean, overtaking, going around a corner, overtaking, coming down a hill, or going up a hill and them kind of thing. It's bad. And you see the police out there in a vehicle, a secret vehicle, and just patrolling the road, even pick up these things. Because we, the people who walk on the road, we see these things every day. So the police are supposed to be out there to see these things too. But just drivers, somebody stops to let you pass, they get ignorant and they want to overtake while you passing across. All these things need to look after. I mean, we having too much young people dying by accident. I mean, all up in the ear, we lose some. Now, coming down in the ending of the ear, we lose some again. And you see, it's more policing out there by the senior and the junior. In unmarked police car, you will catch a lot of these things. As soon as you see a guy driving stupid, swagging, you stop him and you search him, bam, 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 you got him. Because you see no police on the road, so they could tell, let's say they could drive. And next thing again, a lot of them driving without no light. And so you got to put on a light and they tell you, when you want business and all these kind of things. You know?
We have another caller. Good morning.
Morning, retired Officer Vanterpool.
Morning.
Yes, morning.
And the gentleman who asked what has been done to help the elderly. Well, you all know that I am an elderly. I am 70 years old. And it's hard walking from Rams with all your luggage, going all the way up the gut with no help. Sometimes the busman willing to help us, but they're afraid because a lot of them don't get ticket for picking up elderly. And it's unfair. So I am suggesting that you all, for the new year, you all give the elderly a card. So if they're really desperate and in need of help, that the bus could stop and pick them up. You know? Another suggestion is that the bus stop, the upper one, when you're coming down, they're putting us by the step. So we have to walk all the way, go down in the gut. I don't know if you all could just drop it down a little. I know the traffic light is there, but if you all could drop it down just a little bit, even 3 buses down, because it's hard walking from the step. Men 100% fit now. And you got other elderly who's struggling and this. You could see them with a stick, ailing, going all the way from the step, going down. So make it a little easier for the busman then, because everything is a ticket. Let them help the elderly too. That's my contribution.
Again, David. And then we answer the question.
Thank you very much, Carla.
Yeah, but your suggestions, Ms. Vanderpool, are taken on board. All right, that is something that we could discuss amongst the high command and the ranks, and then we can see how we could adjust it along with the transport board. All right, so they're taken on board.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions, callers. Again, we are saying to persons that when they're going to the shows and to the parades, there should be no one carrying weapons in these areas. The only persons who have weapons would be the law enforcement personnel for safety and security purposes. We are also saying to persons that when they are with children, ensure the children are with them all the time. Previously we had people, the bands will say, we have a 5-year-old child here with us, the father, the mother, some other responsible adult, kindly come for the child, or if you don't come in the next 5 minutes, the child will be taken to the police station. We're saying that it is your duty and responsibility to ensure that the child stays with you and is safe.
Yes.
Something can happen, thank God that we're in a country where when that happens, no one take the child elsewhere, do stuff to the child, and then later we all in mourning. The 2 persons take the child to the station, so we have to thank God for the goodwill of our people where that is concerned. Also, when it comes to safety and security, we're saying to persons, if you see a crime is about to take place or has taken place, be willing to inform the police. Yes, we understand there are some persons who are willing, but you can inform the police in many different ways. If people want to remain anonymous, report anonymous. But remember, it could have been your mother, it could have been your brother, it could have been your child, and you would like someone to come forward to assist the police in the investigation and bring the perpetrators to justice. So I've said a lot regarding safety and security. There's much more I can say, but basically, just ensure that everything that you do is for your best interest and the best interest as for others as well. So let us not be selfish, but let us be neighborly and loving. And you will see when persons leave their homes, travel to Bastia, wherever these events are, they can reach safely and go back home safely.
All right. Thank you, Mr. David. And ACP Rogers, we are going to wrap up with you.
Okay.
We know that Christmas time or this season is a time for opportunists as well for people to commit crime, and of course we know that these things will happen. People will forget things, and somebody will take an opportunity and commit some sort of offense. So what are the most common types of offenses or crimes reported during the carnival season?
Okay, thank you for that question, Inspector Shauna Edwards. We have larceny, which some people may call theft, and they could range from minor to serious theft or larceny, right? As much as people put down a cell phone and forget it, and then somebody gone with it. That is neglect on behalf of the owner. All right, but you have pickpockets,
yes,
robberies. They could be serious and they could be the minor robberies where people just remove things from your pocket, remove things from carelessly taking them from one place to the next, and people pull it away with either force or no force. We have malicious damage. Person mentioned about the cars. People would go and damage people's car window. in an effort to get inside to steal. We also have woundings, simple woundings, and they could go as much to a more serious wounding, wounded with intent. These we generally see them at Jubilee mornings when the revelers are jamming, they're intoxicated, and fights are broken out. We have battery, which is hitting from one person to the next, and these could turn into different serious fight that could inflicting grievous bodily harm, etc., etc. All right, but so these are some of the things that we are gonna, as a police, we're gonna try to curb by having our presence, a solid presence, and we're asking people to report these things to us so we could properly investigate them. Right. So those are some of the crimes prevalent that we see in the season.
Right, and I realized that when I think it was Mr. Politics that called in and asked about residents or visitors leaving the vehicles and what's that. So you would have given advice on that already. So how does the police force plan to deter the criminal activities? I know you say we're going to have a strong presence, but there are other things that we can do, and maybe residents and community can do as well. Yeah,
that's correct. This program is one such that we are doing, sensitizing the people. That's the one the thing that police can do. We would also have patrols, not just in the city and around the events, but we are asking our district police, because people are leaving the rural areas, heading to the city and leaving their residence unattended. We are asking people to ensure that their cameras are working. I'm not saying go and buy a camera now, but if you do, make sure your DVR is recording. Make sure your hedges, and these are warnings from the police. The hedges are cut. Lighting is around your area. Your doors are locked and secure. All right, so we can give as much, but we want the public to also adhere to the thing that we're saying, because they are our greatest help, the human resource. Yes, once they listen to what we're saying, they're going to be okay. But our police would be in the communities, the district, various districts around St. Kitts, and then we're going to police the areas around the events to ensure that we work with you, and we're asking you to work with us. All right?
Thank you very much. And remember that if you see something, you say something as well, because that is important.
Okay, talk about the routes.
Yes.
Yeah,
give us the routes and the blockages and yes.
Okay, Carnival is our biggest event, and there are thousands and thousands of people, and we're asking our public to adhere to the traffic laws, the blockage in town, because we are going to be disenfranchised in various ways. So it's something that we expect.
Yes.
You're going to have, for example, our first large gathering, Juve.
Yes.
And the Juve, we're going to have events before the Juve. The Juve starts at 4 a.m. up to 12 midday. But you're going to have the parties before. So bands, Juve bands are coming from various houses, like from the industrial site area, from the factory end or 17 degrees, and from the village end. But everybody is going to culminate down in town, and the route for the Juve will be the usual route: come on Keon Street, down Church Street, into College Street, left onto the Bay Road, up 4th Street. You either turn right on Keon Street or left on Keon Street, then back down Church Street, or right on Keon Street, down Independence Square Street, right into the Bay Road, up 4th Street, and we would have that loop. All right, so that would be.
We have a caller.
Okay, we'll
take the call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Travis.
Yes, Manos.
And good morning, my good friend Queenie. Wherever you be in Morocco, come home for Christmas. We gotta talk. There's a lot to talk. Travis.
Yes, Manos.
We have been seeing a lot of bad things going on, and the road. I'm asking you, middle management, Travis. The middle management who run this station, they're gonna beef up this thing. This thing is not a joke. I mean, you got the whole world if you don't know, you just can't get it done. Go up board and talk to all Walwen. Go over by Stafford. Good morning, Stafford. Former Commissioner, I can't pray for you, Stafford. Go over by Stafford, go by Meredith, go by Richardson. smoky police in the past. And can we please, for this Christmas, all who walking smoking marijuana and driving, I have them up. Because smoking ain't going out of style. And you could fully well go, man, Chavez, right now, what I see around back here, I'm very, very disappointed in the police. Come on, man, you get a little, to smoke. Don't abuse it, man. You don't know who's sick. I watching dumb presented young boys into the smoking. Just smoking between the people like they don't care. And by God bless you, you know. I want another house, you know. And the young lady said you to walk down Tabernacle. Who is lying? Because I only want to say to you, Travis. Because I tell you about the young lady. Because we need the mindset like Rose. And the place next year, asking them happy fellas down 4th Street to give Rose a little change and some money. Please, give her a little change.
Okay,
but
man.
But when in the station there, what do you call her? The couple, my good friend. Happy Christmas when he come. You know I love you. You know that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Manners. I'll quickly answer your question in the interest of time. You mentioned about the middle management at the stations. For our season, our inspectors, every event has an inspector assigned to each event who would assist in managing that event and do as the law allows them to do so. We are utilizing our middle management to enhance our policing. That's one. You mentioned about the ex-officers. We always, as a police force, encourage our ex-police officers to assist. Just like we would ask the civilians to assist, we ask our ex-officers with the expertise to assist. So it is incumbent upon them to partner with us so that we could enhance our policing and ensure that the people of this country is safe and secure. The marijuana issue, for now, public smoking is not allowed. So people who are smoking in general in the public, you are not allowed to smoke in the public. And like Manuel said, we will not arrest if we can by law, but we would deal with the matter according to our law. All right. So yes, I think those were the answers. So I'll go back now to the route. So
good morning, caller. Good morning, caller.
Hi. Good morning.
Yes, please.
I just have a concern. So I think public works dig out some holes there, right? One line on past the gas station and one close to the gas station. This morning I coming from town. The vehicle coming down full speed, a bus in front and I behind the bus. The bus man have to pull aside and he left almost on the wall. These holes need looking after, otherwise he's gonna have some serious accident and loss of life. That is my info.
Thank you very much, caller.
Okay, let me continue the route.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I think I've completed the Juve route. Yes, the Juve route, and the Grand Parade route now is from Patsy Allah's ground down to Keon Street, straight across by the police station. No music will be played in front of the police station, please. Onto Pond Road, down that road by the Craft House, onto the Bay Road, right? Straight down to 4th Street, right into 4th Street, up 4th Street, right into Keon Street, all left, and then down Independence Square Street, or down Church Street, and make that loop until parade starts at 11 a.m. and completes at 8 p.m. All right, last lap, they will come from their various mass camp and join the loop and go around. And the Children Carnival now is from Patsy Allah's down Keon Street, right onto Church Street, into College Street, got inclined, left onto Bay Road by the Social Security, up 4th Street, and make that general loop. So those are the routes that we're going to be utilizing for the 53rd edition of St. Kitts Carnival. And I want to encourage our people to adhere to the parking restrictions, because if you park on the route, this would prevent our white tractor trailers and tractors from passing and your vehicle will be damaged. And then Superintendent Bradshaw has indicated that he's going to have two trucks en route to remove these vehicles. So people, do not park your vehicle within the route from 11 a.m. until the evening. All right. So we want to send that message out to you. All right. So
thank you very much, ACP Rogers, for giving us a lot of food for thought and important information to be guided by for this carnival season. Thank you, Superintendent David and Superintendent Bradshaw, for gracing me with your presence and giving us, the public, the information that we need to be guided by. We know that sometimes it might be difficult for some people to understand that, listen, it's your safety and other people's safety. If you don't want to be safe, it's a matter for you, but consider the effect that you have on other people when you do, choose to go your own way and do what you want. There are repercussions, and we think that you should bear those in mind. Thank you again, gentlemen, for imparting all this information to our listeners, and we are indeed grateful for the time that we had here in the studios at ZIZ. Today is our last edition for this year, and we want to wish all of you a safe Christmas season and a joyous and happy Christmas as well. New Year, may it brings all of the wishes that you want to come true, and go on out and celebrate and be safe. Thank you.
That keeps us separated. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all in every way. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love.